One very underrated hero is the Fae. In the right hand, she can be monstrous, and with this deck, where she can go in any lane, hopefully you guys learn a thing or two. Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a hero building guide. I am Sylphin. We haven't done one of these in ages. I finally feel happy and willing to do this, so let's get right into it. So ladies and gentlemen, the Fae is really quite interesting. She can honestly exist in basically any lane. So with this deck, I will hopefully show you that you can in fact be in any lane and do quite well. The very first ability we're picking up here in the off lane, and any lane really, would be your E Harvest Nettles. It's a long range attack, very long range attack, that you can use on somebody to deal increasing damage. 70 ability damage, refunds a mana if you are able to hit it on a hero like you saw there. I am basically just hitting this yin as much as I want, and as long as I hit her, then I can you know, have free harassment, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here with this here. I'm gonna use a little bit of mana, see if I can harass her down. Look at that. So there's that nice harassment that we're gonna be able to do on this yin. But it's going to depend on what this phase has. Chanting Shaman, yeah. So she's just going to be able to use her abilities quite nice. The second ability we got was Bramble Patch. 88 ability damage. And you're actually able to slow people down quite significantly. It doesn't deal much damage, but the slow is really quite annoying. And it is really strong in close quarters and using it appropriately. So you have to really think about when you want to use Bramble Patch, because it is very powerful, but you have to place it very appropriately. There's not much you can do if you put it in a poor position, as it doesn't really end up doing very much. So you got to be very careful with where you place it and when. The last ability we got is Untamed Growth, our AoE ability here, that deals an okay amount of damage. It's just a little bit tough to actually end up, it's just a bit tough to get to make it happen, because there's such a significant delay between the application of the damage and when it actually goes off. So it deals 50% of its damage at the beginning, and then it explodes, dealing 50% of the rest of its damage after that point. So it's really hard to kind of make it worthwhile on a lot of scenarios. So you just have to be really careful, and I missed that. So once you are accurate with your Harvest Nettles, oh boy, can it be very, very, very effective. Now, the one cool thing is that it actually increases in damage the more you hit with it. Because second hits deal up within 9 seconds, do 15% more damage, and yeah, that can build up to a maximum of 60%. So once we focus this E, which is exactly what we're going to do, we're going to hopefully be able to do a lot of harassment here. Whoa, but I do have to be careful here, as I should be able to go back. And you know what? I'm holding off my tower pretty darn well, so I'm a-okay going back here. Now, the first couple cards can be whatever you want, and we'll go over the deck later in the video. Here in the off lane, I'm actually going to get the Radiant Healer. What I want to do is actually harass this off lane. I didn't have enough for Invader Mage, which is probably what I would have wanted to get instead. But this Radiant Healer is going to give me health back, and hopefully I can take some more harassment and maybe put some more pressure here on this duo. So there you go. And the first card you pick up is Call of the Week, pretty much in any lane, just because honestly, if you're death as a caster, it's really worthwhile putting that one point into agility just to increase that that farming potential. So here, see, this phase has to be really careful because, you know what, I actually do pretty tremendous amount of damage. I'm really, honestly, not going to lie. I do have to worry a little bit about positioning because Faye has no escape. She is really pretty vulnerable at that point because she has no escape. She has a slow, but that's pretty much about it. So there is the nice, there's a nice Yin there doing her thing there. I did hit her, and the Faye is going to do her thing. I should be fine. Yes, I am. There you go. So nicely calculated there. So you just have to be careful. That's pretty much one thing I have to say about Faye's, about the Faye, in that you have to be quite careful. And I believe I am dead here. Yes, indeed I am. So there's the ultimate, and there is the reason why we get the gem auto shield, because here in the early game, that is a gigantic, absolutely a gigantic gem. So as a Faye in the off lane, you don't really have much escape, which is why something like this, no! And I was just about to explain that rotating is very good because you are a initiator. You have a wonderful tool at your disposal that is your ultimate fly trap. It's an AoE pull that happens once after a short delay. People within the area of effect get pulled to the center of the effect. So it's a gigantic crowd control effect that can really set up some pretty crazy plays. So that is what fly trap is. You're a really interesting pseudo initiation supportish sort of caster that can also deal damage. So Faye is really interesting in that whatever you want to play her as, she can be done in that fashion. So here in the off lane, I thought we would be a good harassment against Yin, even though she does have the reflect. It just you know, the phase was a good sustained pick against a Faye. So the Faye combo here should be that right there. 3 abilities and kaboom, somebody is dead. So that is the combo, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, all of your 3 abilities you use all at once, followed up by a basic and your harvest nettles. So it's really powerful. It's just there has to be there really has to be follow through from your friendly team, and that's kind of what I think hurts Faye in a lot of in general, is that you need some follow-up if you're not going to deal a crap ton of damage, because boy is she powerful. Really, 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 really powerful. All right, here's an engagement. I'm gonna wait till they're both nice and close together. There you go, baby. Oh no, she used my E. Oh, no matter. Oh, nice ult from the oh, almost. Oh, I hit her too, and I hit her as well. Oh, just show your face. Where are you? There she is. Oh, and I hit the ledge. Oh, unfortunate. So there you go. Unfortunately, Chimera and I couldn't have done any better. They're fantastic ultimate from the Yin there to stop my Harvest Nails from killing the phase. That definitely would have that would have a whole other engagement if that had happened. All right, we have a Yin here. I'm gonna put this over there. We're gonna do this, and there's our ultimate here. And there should be one dead Yin. And yes, it is indeed. Let's try to slow down the phase, but we get him. So there you go. There's some fantastic Faye play there, and as you can see, she's kind of a facilitator. To be honest with you, she's kind of a facilitator. She facilitates engagements, she initiates engagements, and over time, she definitely can deal some good damage here with her E. It just kind of there you go. Oh, fantastically done. And put this here. And you know what? She actually does have some pretty good burst. Kind of ironically. Oh, and I missed my E. Oh, I missed my E. And I'm going to need this for some mana here as we go. So, hey, some pretty exciting things happening here as it works quite well. I'm actually working towards Shadow Dancer. If I can go invisible, that can grant vision, and as you can see, I do have Protective Sentry, which is really quite an interesting thing for Faye, because she has so much utility and damage potential if played properly, I suppose, or well. We can get Shadow Dancer initiate really well. I'm gonna do this here for the slow. Try to get away here. I'm gonna put down my Protective Sentry for some. This and the 4v, yeah, so we can't do anything there, unfortunately. There's that. Our team here, we definitely should have been backing off as we didn't see anybody or anything. So we need to get some pressure here on in these lanes, but unfortunately nothing is happening. So we're really not utilizing this or prime very well. I'm going to steal this, go invisible, and see what else we can do. So once again, I am definitely a great initiator here, and there's the again. So I'm actually waiting. I'm actually honestly waiting for that perfect moment, because that's what initiation is all about here. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna slow her down here. And there we go. All right, so there we go. Now we can actually get some advantages going, and that's I think that is Faye. She works really well to set the set the tone of an engagement. Either initiates very well or controlling an engagement, but otherwise, you gotta pick and choose your battles. There's a engagement. Unfortunately, no follow-up from the friendly team. I was a little bit premature, but hopefully the damage is enough. Let's see. Almost no follow-through, and that's a bit of the problem there. Wow, that Fang Mao does quite a bit of damage. The Yin died here in the left lane. Unfortunately, that is the crux of somebody like the Faye, who has a good amount of influence, her crowd control, her slow long-range poke for some good sustained damage and burst damage when you kind of combine it with everything. It's just there has to be that follow-up. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. Oh, my ultimate actually isn't ready. I'm an idiot. I thought my ultimate was ready, and unfortunately it was not. So almost indeed. And unfortunately we have a super salty and insulting player right there. All right, trying to start another engagement here, but unfortunately, oh, there we go. And let's see if I can get out of here. We need a Shadow Dancer. And unfortunately, no, that wasn't there. So, yep, our team fortunately can't coordinate. One of the big cruxes here for the Faye. So, I think this game's near an end. Let's go take a look at the build. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the deck. Lamplighter for those wards. If you are playing her as a support, or even especially in the mid lane, you can get those wards, and in the early game really help you out. Armored Footman is an option because we have quick exit. You want to get that first one anyway, so Armored Footman in the off lane especially, I didn't end up getting it. It can really help. Call of the Week, really helpful on casters. Radiant Healer again, as a support, or even in our position, we just wanted to mitigate some damage. Really good card. Invader Mage, that's where the power comes from, especially that penetration. Protective Sentry, absolutely 100% mandatory as a support, but with that mana regen to even accentuate her poke, Protective Sentry, pick it up anytime you want. Finder of Playthings, really great power mana regen, just exactly what you want, and it can provide some good vision every 80 seconds and reduce attack speed by 30 and move speed by 100, only going to amplify your effect on your enemies, and it kind of help you in 2v1s if you're the support, really kind of help your carry take down that target. We have Stagnant Dominion to even amplify her control. This works just crazy on her Bramble Patch, because that does add onto the other slow. Yomi Spectre as just kind of a little bit of a tanky option, 190 health. Goes a little bit, but gives you true vision on the target. Works really well for Wraiths, for Kalaris. Really good card there. Nameless Curse, just a damage card, really. Power, mana regen, and a active that deals a ton of damage. If you're going high damage, the Fae works really well. Shadow Dancer as that initiation card for power, basic armor, and obviously the ability to enter the Shadow Plane, just tremendous. Plaguelord Moloch, a little bit of an interesting card here. It does give you power, health, and mana, but it's more of a support card. Provides blight and enables you and your carry or your backline that you're going to be around the ability to move away from melee heroes and just kind of survive, more so than not. So really interesting card there. It actually works really quite well. This really is surprising. So ton of options here. If you want true damage, Nameless Curse, Stagnant Dominion, Invader Mage. If you want to go more support, Plaguelord Moloch with Protective Sentry and Radiant Healer, or you can switch that out for Nameless Curse, Yomi Spectre later on. If you're just all damage, well then you can go, Shadow Dancer, Nameless Curse, Stagnant Dominion, or Invader Mage. Really a lot of options. Really love this deck. Quick Exit, really it's kind of the only other option we can get after we fill up our Intellect. Auto Shield, again, you saw how valuable it is. Deadly Mana, increase the mana, more poke, more ability usage. Mana Fountain, so we can be a tremendous poke and just have good sustain on the battlefield to use our abilities, which are pretty darn powerful. Spell Shield, really good. It mitigates long-range poke, key stuns, stuff like that. Really valuable. And of course, overpowered spells. If you want to deal some more damage, this is what it does. And because, again, you have Mana Fountain and Deadly Mana, really counteracts the additional mana cost of this gem. There you guys go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Fae. Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. Please like this video if you like it, dislike, share it to the community. Of course, guys, subscribe because it's kind of, especially if you found it useful. Let me know down in the comments, especially for the hero building guide. Haven't done one in a long time. I want to get back into it. Finally feeling comfortable with metas, with the new cards, and the new heroes. Please check the video description for links to my website, merchandise store, and Amazon affiliate link, as well as all my social media. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.